Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to break down the top 5 digital marketing strategies that are absolutely essential if you want your coaching institute to thrive in 2026. So, if you're trying to grow your student base, you are definitely in the right place. Let's dive in. First, let me ask you something right off the bat. Do you ever get that nagging feeling that your coaching institute is, well, invisible online? Like potential students are out there searching, but they just can't seem to find you. It's a common fear, and for good reason. In this day and age, visibility is everything. Look, the reality is the old school way of relying on word of mouth just isn't enough to compete anymore. The game has totally changed. Today's students and their parents are online, they're researching, reading reviews, and doing their homework on you long before they even think about enrolling. So if you're not showing up where they're looking, you might as well not exist. Okay, so before we jump into the nitty-gritty of how to do all this, let's take a step back and talk about the what. What are we actually trying to achieve here with a digital strategy? It really all boils down to 3 key goals. First up, and this one's a biggie, you just have to be seen. Goal number 1 is all about increasing your visibility. We're talking about getting more organic traffic to your website, so when someone searches for the exact courses you offer, bam, your institute is right there at the top of the list. So they found you. Great. But you can't just be a static billboard on the digital highway. Goal number 2 is all about engagement. Once you have their attention, you have to interact with them, give them useful content, and spark their interest. You've got to pull them in. And finally, the goal that impacts the bottom line. We need to boost enrollments. This is the whole point, right? Turning all that visibility and engagement into actual paying students walking through your doors. This is where all the digital effort turns into real-world growth. All right, our goals are set. Now for the fun part. Let's open up the Digital Growth Toolkit. We're about to walk through the 5 most powerful strategies you can start putting into action pretty much right away. Kicking things off at number 1 is the absolute cornerstone of this whole thing: content marketing. And please, don't think of this as just making ads. It's not. It's about creating genuinely valuable, helpful, and educational content that your ideal student is actively searching for. So, what does that actually look like? Well, imagine blog posts with killer exam tips, or short, snappy video tutorials that explain a really difficult concept. You could even offer free downloadable practice tests or fun interactive quizzes. You see, you're providing real value up front, building trust from the very first click. Let's move on to strategy number 2. You've created all this amazing content, but what good is it if no one can find it? That's where SEO, or search engine optimization, comes into play. This is basically the art and science of making sure Google loves you and shows your stuff to people. The key here is to think like your student. What phrases are they literally typing into the search bar? Probably something like, best chemistry tutor in my city. You need to find those key words and optimize your website around them, especially for local SEO. That's how you attract the students who are actually close enough to enroll. It's a no-brainer. Strategy number 3 is all about building your tribe. Social media marketing isn't just a megaphone to shout your announcements. It's where your potential students are already hanging out every single day. It is the perfect place to build a real community. And here's how you do it right. Don't just post about enrollment deadlines. Share bite-sized, helpful videos on Instagram or TikTok. Go live on Facebook for a Q&A session before a big exam. And maybe most importantly, share testimonials and success stories. Nothing builds trust faster than seeing someone else succeed with you. Next up, we have a strategy that's unbelievably cost-effective: email marketing. Once someone shows interest, like, say, by downloading that free practice test we talked about, email becomes your direct line to keep that conversation going and nurture that lead. Just picture the impact. A new person inquires and they automatically get a welcome series of helpful emails. Every week, your subscribers get a newsletter packed with valuable study tips. This keeps your institute top of mind, so when they are finally ready to commit, guess who they're going to think of first? And our final strategy in the toolkit is paid advertising. Now, while the other 4 are all about building momentum organically over time, think of paid ads on Google or Facebook as your express lane. It's how you get immediate, highly targeted traffic exactly when you need it. Here's the perfect way to think about how these 2 things work together. Your organic efforts, SEO and content, are like planting a tree. It takes a little time, but it grows strong and builds incredible long-term trust. Paid ads, that's the rocket fuel. It gives you an immediate blast off to get in front of a specific audience right now. To truly succeed, you need both. Now, I want to circle back to that very first strategy we discussed because it's so important. Content marketing isn't just one of the 5 strategies. It's the engine that powers the other 4. It's the sun that the other planets revolve around. Just think about it for a second. Your blog posts are what improve your SEO. Your video tutorials become your social media posts. Your downloadable guides are what get people to join your email lists. You see? Everything is connected. Great content is the fuel for your entire digital marketing machine. So we've covered the goals and we've walked through the 5 key strategies. The big question that's probably on your mind now is, how do you put this all into action? What are the next steps? Well, the source material makes a really interesting point here about integration. It notes that by using platforms to host things like interactive quizzes in your online courses, institutes can tie all of these different marketing efforts together into one seamless professional experience for the student. So, to wrap this all up, I want to leave you with one final thought. One question to ask yourself. Looking at this toolkit, which of these 5 strategies will you launch first? Which one can you start working on today? Because the best time to get started was yesterday, but the next best time is right now. Go make it happen.